He says, because the way you are treating me, Ya Aba Abdullah, the way you are putting your hand on my head, the way that you are kissing my cheeks, this is the things that you do when somebody loses their father. So at that moment, Imam Hussain says, Hamida, from today, I am your father. My daughters are your sisters. Now the sad thing about this story is that Sakina is watching, Sakina is looking. So now automatically Sakina thinks what? That when somebody loses their father, the first thing that people do is they embrace you, they hug and kiss you, they put their hands on your head, they kiss your cheeks. This is the way they deal with orphans. But Ya Sakina bint al-Hussain, when Aba Abdullah was killed, how were you consoled? How were you treated? Your cheeks weren't kissed, Ya Sakina. Shimr would slap the cheeks of Sakina. She would have earrings in her ear. They say that if Shimr would ask, oh Sakina, give me those earrings, she would have taken them off and given them to you. Why did you have to take them from her ears and snatch them from her lobes? Throughout the whole city of after Karbala, in Kufa, in Sham, on the journey, Sakina would cry every day. She would say, oh Aunt Zainab, where is my father, Aba Abdullah? I don't know if you've ever seen a young child, when they lose their parent, they don't know what to do. They constantly cry. They always say, I want my mother, I want my father. Sakina is saying, Amma Zainab, oh Aunt Zainab, where is my father, Aba Abdullah? Why does he not come to me? At that moment, Yazid would say, in the dungeons of Sham, in the middle of the night, Sakina would start crying for Aba Abdullah. Yazid would wake up from his sleep. He would say, what's this noise? They say, it's the daughter of Hussain. She's crying for Aba Abdullah al-Hussain. He says, if this is the case, then give her the head of Imam Hussain. So they take the head of Aba Abdullah, they place it on a tray, they cover it with a cloth, they bring it to Sakina, they place it in front of Sakina. All of a sudden Sakina looks towards her auntie. She says, Amma Zainab, I'm not hungry, why have they brought me food? I just want my father. At that moment, she removes the cloth and she sees the head of Aba Abdullah al-Hussain covered in his own blood. All of a sudden, she was thinking, when I see my father, I will complain. I will say, Father, they burnt our tents. Father, they killed our family members. Father, Shimr would slap me on numerous occasions. But no, the moment Sakina sees the head of Aba Abdullah, she falls silent. She doesn't know what to say. The only thing that she says is, oh Father, who cut your head? Oh Father, where is this blood coming from? And then at that moment, they say that Sakina would hug the head of Aba Abdullah. She would cry and cry and cry until all of a sudden there is silence in the Zindan of Sham. There's no more crying anymore. There's complete silence. Sayyid al-Sajideen, he says, oh my Aunt Zainab, remove Sakina from the head of my father. She wanted to meet Aba Abdullah. She is now with Aba Abdullah. They prepare her burial. They prepare her coffin. The women of Sham, as they're about to wash the body of Sakina, all of a sudden they come out of the Ghusl Khana and they say to Sayyidah Zainab, was this girl ill? Was there something wrong with this girl? She says, no. They say there is bruises all over her body that we have never seen before. There are marks on her face that we have never seen before. She's a 4-year-old girl. What happened? So Sayyidah Zainab would say, these are the marks of Shimr bil Joshan. These are the marks of Yazid ibn Muawiyah. These are the marks of oppression. When they go to bury the sister of Imam Sajjad, Imam Sajjad places his sister's body inside in the qabr. They say the Imam says to everybody, do not remove the chains from the hands of my sister. Do not remove the chains from around the neck of my sister. Why Sayyid al-Sajideen? He says, because when Imam al-Zamana comes and justice will be done, I want Sakina to wake up in the same state that she died. And I want my Imam, I want the Imam Mahdi to see this state. When they buried this holy girl, when they done her janazah, when everybody had left, several years later, there was a water stream that was coming. Water that was going into the grave of Sakina. So the Muslims at the time said, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to dig the grave of Sakina and we're going to have to build a wall around the body so that the water does not affect her, so the water does not harm her, so the water does not affect the grave. There was a Syed alim at that time. He says, I am the only one that is allowed to go inside this grave. Nobody else is. They say when this alim entered into the grave of Sayyidah Sakina many years after Karbala, many years after Kufa and Sham, he would say that the moment he comes out of the grave, he begins slapping his face, he begins hitting himself, he begins crying out loud. They say, Ya Sayyidi, what happened? He says, I went into the grave of Sakina, and even till today, there are marks of bruises all over the face of Sakina.